Online, he is known to nearly 1 million followers as Boss. But behind the digital persona is Agu Stanley, a 6'5" Nigerian creator who has carved out a unique space in the Indian media landscape. He has a command of regional dialects, speaking Hindi, Marathi, Bhojpuri, and Gujarati with a natural, effortless flow. Transitioning from smartphone screens to traditional film sets is notoriously difficult. The path is guarded by heavy industry gatekeeping, making it nearly impossible for a foreign influencer to secure a meaningful role. But Stanley is skipping the standard background cameos. He is making his mainstream acting debut in a crime thriller directed by Anurag Kashyap. Stanley's casting challenges the standard industry gatekeeping. It suggests that deep cultural fluency can act as a bypass straight into the highest levels of cinema. To understand this trajectory, we have to look back to 2019. Stanley arrived in India from Lagos as a student, stepping into a completely unfamiliar environment with a massive language barrier. To survive the culture shock, he needed a practical way to absorb local nuances quickly. So he turned to regional cinema. One of the very first Hindi movies he sat down to watch was Anurag Kashyap's gritty crime saga, Gangs of Wasseypur. The raw realism of the story kept him engaged, even when he didn't grasp every word. The intensity of the scenes helped him parse the dialogue, directly accelerating his Hindi comprehension. The filmmaker who inadvertently taught Stanley how to speak the language is now directing his feature film debut. The evolution from a fan relying on subtitles to appear on a major film set represents a rare cultural full circle. That project is Bondar, internationally titled Monkey in a Cage.
It is an intense drama about a fading television star navigating a heavily stacked legal system, and it recently secured a high-profile international premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival. Stepping onto a production of this scale is a massive leap from filming solo social media videos. Stanley fully expected the environment to be highly intimidating. Instead, he found Kashyap to be entirely straightforward and approachable. The director was direct and focused, without any of the strict posturing Stanley had imagined. The real intimidation factor came from his co-star, Bobby Deol. Stanley was immediately struck by the veteran actor's heavy, aggressive screen presence, a specific goon vibe required for the character. That rough exterior vanished instantly during a highly emotional scene. Stanley watched from the sidelines as Deol transitioned seamlessly into crying on command. Witnessing that emotional pivot provided Stanley with a core professional lesson. A working actor must maintain radical versatility, ready to inhabit entirely different psychological states at a moment's notice. The set of Bondar acted as a high-pressure training ground, helping shift Stanley from a digital personality into a dramatic performer. Stanley is already parlaying those on-set lessons into a sustained acting career, ensuring this debut is a long-term professional shift rather than a one-time appearance. He is actively expanding across India's regional borders, securing a role in the upcoming Telugu musical fantasy Sing Geetam. This multi-industry expansion points to a shift in how modern casting operates. For decades, access relied heavily on networking. Now, raw language skills are proving to be a highly effective currency. Notice the heavily bottlenecked funnel labeled gatekeepers. Next to it, lines labeled cultural fluency avoid the blockages, converging onto the cinema space in the center. Each line represents a regional language. Proficiency in Hindi, Marathi, Bhojpuri, and Gujarati provides direct access to film industries. Agu Stanley's transition from a Lagos viewer to appear on an Anurag Kashyap set suggests deep cultural investment remains a powerful tool. By prioritizing the language of his audience, he turned a digital following into a professional film career.